And we are back. Drop the Green, episode 31. As always, we'll dedicate this episode to somebody. This week's overview, we got blessed with a little bit of NASCAR news, and so we're just going to cover this this little thing going on called a lawsuit.
Yeah.
So somebody's suing NASCAR.
They're pretty fun.
Yeah, pretty fun. Yeah, lawsuits. Yeah. Then we'll get on right into the Kansas recap, talk about who stood out. We'll get into Drop the Green Bets, talk about Talladega Predictions, and then we'll close with our Choose Who Zone. As always, my name's Austin.
My name's Spencer.
Let's drop the green.
It's been a long time gone since the truth's been told, and I've seen my head cut us low. Come on, save my soul with a bar guitar and a honky tonk.
All right, back into it. Episode 31. So, Spence, I'll start.
Yeah.
I'll start.
You start.
I think I'm going to make it, I do this a lot. I'll pick somebody.
You ain't going to make it short.
I'll pick somebody I don't really like, is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And then it makes it shorter.
Oh,
that's kind of the trick.
Is that the key?
That's the key. Yeah, you pick somebody you don't like, you're like, why am I still talking about this guy? What are you looking for over there?
You got a nicotine fix?
God.
I don't have mine. I can step out.
No. We're already running 30 minutes behind over here. Anyway.
Dude, I love it. You know, hey, no sponsors here.
Yeah. Hey, pay us money.
Yeah.
I won't peel it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to do Jeff Burton. So he did run the number 31 car. Little spoiler alert, when I think of Jeff Burton, I really think of the 99 X-Side car. But I think when we get to 99, I really want to do Carl Edwards.
That's fair.
So,
Legend.
I figured you'd do Daniel Suarez.
Yeah. Another legend.
Yeah, 2 future Hall of Famers.
That's right.
So, but we'll do, I decided I'd do Jeff Burton. So he was born in South Boston, Virginia, 1967. 1967. So his dad owned a construction company, and then all three, he's one of 3 boys. So all 3 of them were into racing. I think Jeff kind of was the favorite, is the way it's told. Mm-hmm. But they all raced go-karts. Jeff started racing late models. Have you heard of South Boston Speedway?
Yeah. Pretty good at it on
iRacing. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So naturally, he goes late model racing at South Boston, does pretty good there. In 1988, his dad gives him a Busch car. Just starts the team. He's like, here you go, son. Go Busch racing.
Good for him.
So, which, in their defense, it used to be a lot easier to do that.
Yeah.
It wasn't too many steps removed from a late model at that time, but still kind of a big deal. But he ends up running for a handful of different Busch Series teams. He actually wins in 1990 at Martinsville, and then 91 the Busch Series raced at South Boston. But back then, so naturally he wins at South Boston.
Yeah.
But ends up signing with Jack Roush in 1996 to go Cup racing. That's the car I mentioned earlier, 99. I'm sure you've seen it, the purple with the lightning bolts.
Yes.
That's legendary. My dad was a big Jeff Burton fan back then. And that was kind of the peak of his career from 96 to 04. I mean, he never really set the world on fire, but that was the best years of his life. But we're not talking about that today. So at the end of 2004, sponsorship was kind of a big deal. They didn't have any sponsorship on the car. We talk about that roller coaster all the time of Roush Racing. He's riding it down. They ended up releasing him towards the end of the year in 2004.
Just due to sponsorship,
and they were ready to move on. Carl Edwards was coming up.
Okay.
They put Carl Edwards in his car the remainder of the year, and he went to RCR. Jeff Burton did, and raced the number 30 car.
Okay.
Just to get him through the end of the year. 2005, he goes to his 31 car. So he ran this car from 2005 to 2013. We got the singular AT&T scheme, and then he also had the Caterpillar scheme.
Yeah, I saw that one.
That's maybe Prilosec was one too. It was a purple car, but not too many sponsors on this one. They didn't change a lot back then. So kind of what you have is what you roll with. His best finish in points in this car was in 6th, and that was in 2008.
That's pretty good.
Not bad. His best overall finish is 3rd, but that was in the 99 car.
Yeah.
Like I said, that was really his best years. But ends up getting fired at the end of 2013. Runs some for Michael Waltrip Racing. I think he did a little bit of part-time stuff too Obviously, we now know him because he's in the booth with NBC. But he was known as the mayor. I don't know if you ever heard that. So they call him the mayor. So he was kind of the voice of the drivers back then. So like if something needed to be changed, he's like a Denny Hamlin without like the aggressiveness.
Yeah.
Right, so that's why they call him the mayor.
The mayor.
Yeah.
More of a statesman.
A statesman, exactly, yeah.
Like J.D. Vance.
Right, yeah. Wow, we're getting political 5 minutes in.
Yeah. We're talking about states.
Yeah. I heard there's going to be no fact checking.
100%.
So anyway, God, you made me lose my train of thought. So I just wanted to wrap up. So 21 Cup wins, not too shabby. 27 Xfinity wins, 0 truck wins.
Wow.
No championships.
But he kind of skipped trucks though.
Yeah, he skipped trucks. Yeah. And I didn't even look. I'm sure he has ran some trucks.
Yeah, but
obviously not that many.
No.
But last thing I'm going to ask: 21 Cup wins, 27 Xfinity, 0 trucks. You know where I'm going?
Yeah, I know where you're going.
Is he going to be in the Hall of Fame?
No. I mean, he will be because he's a booth analyst.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he will be, but no.
Yeah. I don't think he deserves it, but I'm like probably in 10 years, we're definitely out of people right now.
Yes.
To pick.
Yeah.
And
like we could go for like 3 years and have a drought of no nominees. Like we're going to have to dig.
We probably should do that just to catch up. You know what I'm saying? No. Have 3 years of nobody.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
Don't orderize it.
Okay. Well, the way you made it sound is like catch up, like we need to add more people.
We don't need to add.
Yeah, it's already diluted.
Yeah, it's already so bad.
Kind of like the Tennessee River with houses right now. I'm so sorry. You're affected. I don't know why you're laughing. I'm trying to be serious.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, if you were affected by the hurricane, hey, us here at Drop the Green, our condolences to you and your family in this time of need. Any help that you need, please reach out to Austin and me, and we would be happy to take care of anything.
Absolutely, especially after the first comment. We now owe it to everybody.
Yeah, we really do.
But, that's what I wanted to close on. So I do think he'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Gosh,
I'm not advocating for it.
No, I
cannot stress that enough.
That's just the beef that we've talked about that I have with the Hall of Fame. Everyone gets in. Everybody gets in. If you just make a name for yourself, you get in.
Yeah.
No matter what you do.
And
Florida the Joy will probably get in.
Well, and to be fair, that's the fame part, not the Hall of Statistics.
That's true.
To play devil's advocate. That's why it's happening.
Yeah, that's the fame. So, fair enough.
All right, let's get off this call.
I'm going to talk about a real driver.
Oh, my God, please.
531 goes out to Daniel Hemric.
All right, let's see his score.
Do you know anything about? His car.
Yeah, I know he's from Kannapolis, North Carolina.
He is.
I know he's got the fakest Southern accent to ever exist. I know he can't win a race.
It is pretty bad, but he can't. Hold on. Okay, I'll get to what I'll say. But Kannapolis, North Carolina. He started racing go-karts at 5. They're at Concord Speedway. I don't know if you know that one. Familiar with
no.
iRacing.
Okay.
You wouldn't know.
Is that like GoPro?
Huh?
Is that Justin Mark's go-kart place?
That's a good. I don't know that. That's a good question.
Thought you knew it.
You're being. Anyway. So he started racing go-karts at 5. Won 11 races and a track championship there at Concord. Moved to
Bandoleros. Yeah, so those are basically a go-kart.
I looked at a picture of them.
Yeah, like a go-kart with a body on them.
Okay, that's what they look like, but I didn't know.
That's exactly what they are.
Okay.
It's the wildest thing ever.
Okay, so he moved to those after 5 years, so I'm guessing like age 10, he started racing these. And then from what I read about him, a lot of guys drive those kind of before they get into Legends cars a little bit. So then he got into Legends when he turned 16. Won track pro championship. This is all in Charlotte. So at the little one.
Yeah, in the Triable.
Yeah, in the Triable one. Won a track pro championship in 2008 and first of 2 back-to-back pro national championships. So he is like pretty good at winning. In 2009, he had 60 wins and 80 starts.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
in Legends,
in Legends, go-karts, Bandalore, all those series and maybe a couple others that he was racing in. Summer Shootout Series champion in 2009 as well. 2010 Legends champion. And the reason I wrote this down is, and I haven't fact checked it since, but he won the largest payout in Legends, $250,000.
Oh my God!
Yeah, at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Jeez,
Ain't that crazy?
that is crazy.
That's a lot of money for Legends.
Stupid. Where's that money coming from?
Somebody must have put up a ton of money for something, but $250,000. I mean, that was just to the winner. So imagine what second place got. Second place probably got $100.
Yeah,
you know. So he won that, and it's still the largest paycheck in Legends card as I know of. 2011, he was racing modified select races. 2012, he went to the Gigs All-Star Tour series, won a championship. 8 wins in that. Another Summer Shootout Series champion in that same year. 2013, he was a Blizzard Series Late Model Tour champ, and he made his truck debut in the number 6 at Martinsville, and I don't remember who that was for. Had some problems early, but we didn't get anywhere. He also started his second truck race that year at Phoenix International Raceway, finished second.
Ooh.
Yeah, at Phoenix.
He was really good at finishing second.
Dude, I can't wait to get into this. Dude, he is so good at, like, not winning, but finding every possible way to lose.
Yes.
2014, one truck start, 12th at Homestead. That was kind of the only thing that I saw that he did. He probably raced in some of those other series he was racing in. 2015, he signed with NTS Motorsports for a full-time truck with 4 top 5s, 13 top 10, and 7th in points, which to me was pretty good. First full-time year. He signed with Brad Kay. Finished 6th in points in that next year. He had 11 top 5s and 17 top 10s. Raced 23 times. He was 74% top 10. That's a pretty good stat.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
2017, he signed with RCR to race the number 21 Infinity. He had 7 top 5s, 16 top 10s, and finished 4th in points. 2018, RCR, again, 16 top 5s, 23 top 10s, finished 3rd in points that year. He made his Cup Series debut that same year in the number 2 for RCR at Richmond, finished 2nd, and at the Roval. So the Richmond was the spring Richmond race, and then the Roval.
Fall.
Fall. Finished 23rd in that one. Then he signed his first full-time Cup deal in 2019, RCR to race the 8, which we
how long did that last?
1 year. 1 year. Had 1 top 5 at Talladega and finished 7th at Pocono. Kind of interesting track at Pocono, really, to me.
Yeah, I can't remember. There had to have been something.
There probably was.
I remember he was so trashed. What's funny about that? Not to interrupt you too much.
No, you're good.
So when he came in, so he got in the RCR Xfinity car after Tyler Reddick left it, if I remember right.
Yes.
That timeline seems weird to me.
2019? Yeah, Tyler Reddick had...
No. What happened, Tyler Reddick got in after him.
Yes.
And had like a 7 or 8 race win season. Mm-hmm.
After he did nothing.
Yeah. Right? And so then Reddick wasn't ready to go up yet. And so they put him in the Cup Series for a year. And I remember thinking, I'm like, this has got to be like a holdover. Because Tyler Reddick won the Xfinity Series Championship with JRM.
Yep.
Immediately switched teams and went to RCR. And so that same year, he won the championship. In the meantime, Daniel's like floundering.
Yeah, he could.
But the big thing about it was when they brought Daniel Hemric in, he's from Kannapolis. So he's a huge Dale Sr. fan, huge Dale Jr. fan. Because Dale Sr.'s from Kannapolis, right? And he wanted the number 8.
Oh.
And so RCR got like the permission or asked the right people, and then they got rid of the 31 that they've had forever.
Yes.
And then they got the 8.
Yeah.
So the only reason they have the 8 now
is because
of Daniel Hemric.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for him. At least he did something productive.
He got one thing out of it.
Yeah, he did. 2019, fast forward 2020, he loses that ride in 2019. He was done. Goes to Junior Motorsports, raced 21 races that year, had a shared car or shared schedule with Junior and Jeff Burton for that ride. 7 top 5s.
He wrecked a lot, if I remember right.
He wrecked it several times, yeah. 2021, he signed with Joe Gibbs. He had 21 top 10s and won his first race ever at Phoenix and won
the championship. Yeah.
So
do you remember that finish?
I do not.
It was so he had finished second. He was kind of like Sheldon Creed, except Sheldon Creed now has more second place finishes.
Really?
But he finished second all the time.
Yeah.
And then,
like a Chase Elliott character there for a while.
Like Chase Elliott, yeah. And so Austin Cindric had, God, I can't remember. You know, it seemed like there for a while in Xfinity, you had like 2 or 3 guys that would always win every race, and then they'd move on to Cup, and then the guy that never won
would start winning.
And Cindric was that guy. And it had to be like 6 or 7 wins that year.
Oh.
And late race restart, he's starting second, and it's like a green-white checkered. Down when Hemric comes out of turn 3 or turn 4, you know, Phoenix is all weird, so it's hard to know which one it was, but basically just like lets go of the steering wheel and doors the dog crap out of Austin Cindric, wins the race.
Let's go!
If you're into that.
Let's go!
But what's crazy, and I wanted to mention this earlier, like you mentioned that huge Legends win.
Yeah.
If you look back in racing, there's some drivers that like have done maybe one good thing, and it's carried them.
Yeah.
And I think like probably that carried Daniel Hemric a long ways, that Legends race. And then like he's not good. I don't think he's very good. I'm sorry.
I mean,
but
yeah,
you win an Xfinity Series championship, and at the time everyone's like, okay, this is bullshit, right? But now you can go to, you imagine this, you're sitting there trying to get a Cup ride, and you go to a Colleague Racing, and they're like, well, how can we market this? Well, they're going to go to their sponsors and say, hey, we're getting an Xfinity Series champion.
Yes.
They don't understand.
No.
They don't understand that he didn't win a single race except for the last one, and he only won it because he doored the guy that dominated the season. But you can market off of, and you'll see that if you ever go to like a meet and greet or you see a commercial or something, they'll be like, whatever they've done, like Xfinity Series champion, right? Like Trevor Bayne is on Knoxville commercials now. What do they say? Daytona 500 champion. Yeah. So I just think like it's crazy.
It is very interesting.
You look at people that are on the fringe, and you're like, okay, let me dig a little bit deeper. What are they riding off of?
Yeah. That's not just our sport. Like,
you think so?
No, there's like a lot of dudes that, especially from like Trevor Bayne in particular. If you go to, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like, and this is not a perfect example, but like Steve McNair, you know, like they didn't even win a Super Bowl, but you being in Tennessee, you kind of Steve McNair.
Yeah, you know the Music City Marathon.
And R.I.P. to Steve McNair, but he kind of goes down as a Titans legend. Yes. They still haven't won a Super Bowl, but he got them to the Super Bowl, you know.
Yeah,
so
which was enough.
Which was enough to ride that out. So imagine if we did win a Super Bowl, that dude would be crowned probably governor of the state.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, exactly. But to wrap up real quick, Xfinity Series champ. Fast forward 2022, 2023, signs with Colleague to race the number 11 in Xfinity, and he has 14 top 10s that year. 2024, finally, what we get to, the 31 Colleague again, and he's had 4 top 10s this year. So,
and he's out of a ride.
And he's out of a ride. He's done. He's done after this year. And the one thing I wanted to say about it is clearly there is some, and we can get into, I know there's only so many cars that can win in Xfinity, and he kind of got some of those good rides. I mean, JGR, Junior, but somehow he's still not winning, but he's like there. You know, it's weird. It's weird. And it doesn't, and we've said it before, we've seen it with guys, it doesn't transfer to the Cup Series at all.
Right.
There's some kind of disconnect where once you get into that car and you're racing around elite drivers every single week, we see it, but
you can't hide.
You can't hide. But clearly, if you were just like going off of stats, top fives, not necessarily wins, but if you were just to rank, he would be up there in top five. I mean, he finished.
Yeah. I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but my devil's advocate to that would be Brandon Jones has 4 wins in the same exact equipment he had at JGR. Harrison Burton has like 4 or 5. I can't remember. He's got a decent amount. Eric Almirola, who I've never thought was good.
Yeah.
Ever. I've legitimately never.
He has wins in the Cup Series.
He has wins in the Cup Series at Super Speedways.
Yeah.
But and won at New Hampshire.
Yep.
Right when lap 1, the top 6 wrecked.
Yeah.
But anyway, Eric Almirola's won twice in a JGR car this year. That dude's like 47 years old or something. I mean, he's not that old, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, as long, which I think, how long was Hemric there? Was he at JGR 1 year?
Just in 2021.
Just in 2021. So I'll give him a little grace there, but it's like, dude, everybody that gets in a JGR Xfinity car, I'm telling you, those cars are leaps and bounds better.
Yeah.
Like,
every single
how do you not win? And I'll say the same thing about Sheldon, and I love Sheldon Creed. It's absolutely ridiculous Sheldon Creed can't get a win in a JGR car.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, not to shit all over your guy.
No, dude.
I do not like Daniel Hemric.
I think he seems like a good guy, younger guy.
Yeah.
That's who I know in that 31. That's kind of why I picked him. I mean,
so he is. I will say you mentioned all the legends race and everything. Yeah. So he came up like with Bubba, Blaney, Chase, and all those guys. Yeah. So they're all big buddies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Something's not clicking.
No. Something's missing from him, so he's got to figure it out, and he's gonna go back to Xfinity probably.
I think he'll go to trucks. I think he'll go to trucks. I really do, because I don't know. Now there's a lot of movement in Xfinity right now. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, would you rather have Corey LaJoie driving your Cup car or Daniel? You know what I mean?
See, I think that's the risk you take. Like Daniel Hemric, and I have to look at stats, but I feel like he's gonna keep it cleaner.
Yeah.
Now, if you talk about the potential to have a good finish, like
probably Corey.
But once again, it's like a random shot in the dark.
It is.
You don't know when it's going to come or if it's going to come, but I think Corey's potential is higher.
Okay.
Just because of his experience, more than anything.
Yeah.
But like Daniel,
he's definitely been in a Cup ride way more than a lot of people have right now.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And I'd be interested to see, like, if you gave Daniel Hemric some and I don't think Colin has great speed. I think they have better speed than he's shown.
Yes.
But I would love to see Daniel Hemric running like top 10 with 50 to go. But does he do something stupid like Corey LaJoie? Mm-hmm. Right? Because he might.
And not up there on a strategy. Like actually
like on pace.
Yes.
Like, is he going to do something stupid like we continually see Corey LaJoie do? Mm-hmm. That's what I don't know.
Yeah.
So, that's a really good question.
Okay, that's
a good question.
Okay.
What it would come down to is who brings more money.
Yes.
And we know Daniel Hemric has, I don't know what his connection is.
$250,000.
But he has that Poppy Bank.
Yeah.
That follows him to every car. And I don't know what his connection is with that.
I don't either. I thought that was a Junior Motorsports connection, but
he's carried it everywhere.
Yeah, I know. So that's a him connection that he's developed.
Yeah,
probably with his dad.
It must be,
or his mom. Who knows? I mean,
I'm sure he came from some money, but I just don't know his complete story.
Or they may have took that $250 and put it in the bank.
Right. They bought Poppy Bank.
Yeah, they bought it when it was just a startup. Now it's massive. Who knows? Yeah.
What an investment.
They own 75% of the bank.
They just run into the ground because they're sponsoring a racing team.
Yeah.
All right. Well, episode 31, Jeff Burton, Daniel Hemric. Let's move on into our overview because I think we got a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff. I feel like, or like not just a hot button issue, but unprecedented, really, in a long time.
Unprecedented, yeah. And I mean, the other thing, so we're going to touch on this. We're going to kind of tee it up. But this is something that's going to last a while. Yes. And we're going to learn more and more about it as we go. But just not to bury the lead, but 2311 and Front Row Motorsports. Now, 2311 is going to get the majority of the attention here.
Yep.
Because Front Row has kind of attached their wagon to them. They are suing NASCAR in an antitrust lawsuit.
Yeah.
So, basically, where they're coming from, obviously, those are the two teams that did not sign the charter agreement.
Yes.
Right? Now, what they're saying is NASCAR is a monopoly and and there's so many quotes to me, and I've got a few I want to read as well. But basically, what it boils down to is what they're claiming is the France family that owns NASCAR, a private company, has made this monopoly on stock car racing, right? And the whole, if you don't like it here, leave. Well, you can't leave because you can't do it. You can't do this anywhere else.
No, you can't.
Is what they're claiming. And then they also say what makes this worse is we have switched to the next gen model. Now you have to buy cars that NASCAR tells you to buy. You have to buy from single source suppliers that NASCAR tells you to buy from. And they can fixate these prices. If they want to change, like we see a change to the cars this weekend for Talladega, the teams have to pay for that.
Yeah.
They have to do this. And that's really just scraping the surface. But they're going through this lawsuit, and they have a guy named Jeffrey Kessler, I think is his name. Yep. So I looked into him. His client list includes it's just crazy. Yeah. But his client list includes the NFL Players Union, the NBA Players Union, the MLB Players, or I'm saying Union Association, NFL Players Association, NBA Players Association, MLB Players Association, and the U.S. Women's Soccer Players Association.
Yeah, which if you haven't seen that documentary,
is it good?
Okay. Dude, it is wild.
What really blew my mind is when I searched this guy's name, he has his own Wikipedia page.
Yes.
Dude's pretty legit.
Yeah.
We've got Michael Jordan's money, which is endless.
It is endless.
And
Denny Hamlin's money, which is very close to
endless, right? And then this guy, Kessler, who is just
probably his money's endless.
And very good at what he does, obviously. So they're going through that. Now, this lawsuit's going to take a long time. So part of what they're doing with this lawsuit is they are asking to remain a chartered organization, even though they didn't sign the agreement, right?
This was the most...
It's weird, and I don't know how they're going to do it, but what they want to do is be treated as a chartered team in 25 while the lawsuit's going.
Yeah.
And in their mind, they're saying, because we know we're going to win, and then we will sign.
Yeah.
Right? So just let us remain chartered, and then we'll go from there. But I wanted to read two quotes, and then I'll let you get at it, because I know you've been digging into it all afternoon, but it's just the quotes are wild. I don't know if you've seen them, but...
Yeah, no, when I read through these articles, I wrote down a couple things.
Yeah, hopefully I won't steal yours. So this is from Jeffrey Kessler. They asked him for comment. Evidently, this dude has been, begging for that, because he is spitting some unreal things. He said, there is no other major sport where one family has ran that sport as its own personal fee stub and piggy bank the way that NASCAR has been run.
Yes.
Wild.
But he's right.
No, he's definitely.
Yeah.
No, I agree with him. I'm team them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But it's just you don't talk about NASCAR that way and get away with it. We just don't.
We haven't seen it yet.
We haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I think they're going to.
Yeah.
So Curtis Polk, who's co-owner of 2311, he kind of is day-to-day guy. And this is kind of a long quote, so bear with me. He said, today's action is more than just about charters. Due to their unprecedented power and willingness to exert it, the France family has dictated every aspect of stock car racing in America, from the gas and tires we use to the parts we have to purchase for the race cars, to the schedule, rules, tracks we race at, fees we have to pay to race, and how our races are consumed by the public. The control has caused a depressing economic impact on teams' profitability, their enterprise value, as well as driver, crew, and race shop salaries. They're coming at him.
He is such a well-spoken statesman on these quotes, and he's exactly right at what he's talking about. I hope they pull off a miracle. I mean, to me, it's still bleak if they actually take this to trial. The big things I kind of wanted to point out was the one thing he said was the take it or leave it economic condition, which I think is one that we should harp on a lot more. There is no players union or drivers union that represents just the teams, Yeah. And when I was kind of digging into the charter agreement, and we thought NASCAR was going to do it correctly. They were holding meetings and having a team, all the teams come together and talk about what they wanted. And eventually, I guess they got too much for them. They were like, no, we're not going to do this. And so they broke off, and they said, we're not doing that anymore. And they just started talking to individual teams. To me, sounds shady.
It's shady,
It's shady. So, like, and the reason I think it's shady is because they probably go to Hemric, and Hendric's like, we need this, and this. And they're like,
it makes you think. It makes you think.
Again, and we've talked about this before on this show, that NASCAR is giving you every reason to believe they're not doing things morally because they hide everything behind these curtains
and that's the way
under the bed. And
I hate to say it, but that's the way corporate America works too.
Oh, yes.
So why would NASCAR not be the same?
Exactly. So that's, to me, a big issue. The other one to me was he also said willing to fight for a competitive market. And so that kind of dug into the charter agreement, and we talked about the charters. But the charters hold a different value now, which we kind of have talked about. But Spire paid $40 million for that charter.
Yeah.
Okay. The real question is, NASCAR, do they get that $40 million?
No, so that would. Well, I guess I'm not sure. So that $40 million went to
Stewart Haas.
Yeah.
Okay.
To Stewart Haas.
That's $40 million goes to Stewart Haas. That is a ridiculous amount of money. And no, Stewart Haas got in perfect. They're in it's a perfect time to sell. Right. Honestly, it's a perfect time to sell. They're putting a cap on how many charters you can have. They were probably not going to be maybe they would have been one of the other two teams that would have got 4.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
They would have been the third one. Maybe. Mm-hmm. They were on the fringe, but we know JGR was going to get 1, and we know Hemric was going to get 4. But now they're going to 3. Perfect time to sell for them to get rid of pretty much every charter they got except 1 and make an exorbitant amount of money on 3 charters. And now they probably don't even have to worry about this 1 car that they kept for this, because now they just have endless amounts of money to throw it. But and NASCAR puts out, what I'm getting at is NASCAR sets the price for these charters when they first sold them, but then they can grow on amounts of money. It makes no sense. Well, you know what I mean?
But if you remember when they first gave charters out, they were free.
Exactly. Yeah. So they didn't even have to pay for these things.
You just had to prove that you were going to be there forever. Yeah.
For every race. You just had to have, I guess, you had to show them a balance sheet and say,
well, we got this. Yeah, they did like an audit of like who is continually investing in the sport. Like
yes.
HMS, JGR, we know. Mm-hmm. You know, but then they had like the smaller teams. It's like, well, are you here to ride around or are you here to be here? Mm-hmm. Right? And what's funny is all those teams, except for like our major teams, you know, everybody that signed that original charter agreement, half of them are gone, out of business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I guess what I'm getting at, what makes NASCAR think that they can? I think if they gave out charters for free, I'm not saying it has to be free, because I think you should have to prove that you're not here to ride around, that you're going to make every race and make it feel competitive. But like we said, how the cars change, you got to buy from the NASCAR sanctioned people, everything, which means if I'm a piston maker, you know, I'm going to NASCAR and going, hey, we can get you this type of deal, but then you can charge the teams whatever you want.
And then they both make money,
exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So to me, it is a monopoly, and I hope that they prove that it kind of is and maybe changes the system. But on the downside of that, I wish other teams would have fought this harder. That's the only thing that I do think there is a little bit of a case to be made with NASCAR is, hey, we had 34 teams sign it.
The attorney actually had a comment about that.
I read that too.
And that doesn't faze him at all.
It doesn't, which is good. It can't, really. But at the same time, I think NASCAR is going to hit that heavy. I mean, we know they have lawyers probably just as good as Jeff, you know.
Yeah, you would think. But one thing that's weird is when do you think NASCAR has ever been taken on by somebody bigger than them?
Probably never.
I mean, just think about it. I mean,
There's only so many entities in NASCAR that would want to go head to head with them anyway.
Right, and even like if you're Rick Hendrick, right, and you're like, man, I'm pissed off, I'm going to sue NASCAR. NASCAR's still bigger than Rick Hendrick.
Yeah.
I don't know what's bigger than Michael Jordan and the Jordan brand.
That's fair.
I mean, that's an endless pit of, like, you're not going to, usually you try to put a lawsuit on somebody, they're just going to drag you through court until your blood dries.
Yeah.
You ain't doing that to Michael Jordan.
No.
He's going to sit there and he's going to be like, "What? How long you want to play this game?"
Did he make comments on it?
He did. He made a comment. It was something along the lines of, I've always been a competitor, had a competitive spirit. I just want to be in a sport that.
Okay, so he was willing to fight for a competitive market.
Yes, that was his comment.
Yeah. The article that we read was it wasn't very good.
If you get on their social media, like 2311 put out a 2311 statement.
I read that
and
one.
And then next to that was like Michael Jordan, like signed by him.
Okay.
Out the bottom.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, it's good steps. He is right. If we're gonna make the cars more even, the price should get cheaper. And to me, if new people want to come into the sport, make more charters. Right. But at the same time, if you make more charters, it devalues the charter. Like if I'm Spire, I'm pissed. Yes. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
If
now remember that Spire bought their first charter for like $6-8 million.
Oh no!
So cost average it.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, I mean, in the market that they had, if they want another car, that's what they had to do.
Yeah.
Which is not fair to them.
Well, I guess not.
I mean, if you think about it, Hendrick, Stewart-Haas, and Joe Gibbs got 4 free ones.
They did.
They got 4 free ones, and we've had to buy 2. Yeah. We've had to buy 2. Yeah. We have 3 cars. 3. Yeah. We've had to buy 3 charters. The amount of money that they have now, I know JGR and Hendrick have dropped way more money and they've been around longer. That's not to say that Aspire or a Trackhouse or any of these new guys can't be competitive, but why do we have to get to that level of them spending the same money?
Yeah. And I think the other thing in this lawsuit too is, they mentioned teams are getting 25% of this TV deal.
Yeah.
And tracks are getting 65%.
That's a lot.
Which is insane.
That's a lot.
So I mean, there's so much to this. Mm-hmm. I think you can find comments after comments. Some of the paperwork's out there. They even mentioned they're like, it would be better off for us to more or less be able to build the cars and make our own parts than once again making a monopoly to where, okay, you have to go to this supplier to buy this part, right? Mm-hmm. And in a perfect world, they're putting a reasonable margin on that to make money.
They're not.
But who knows?
We don't know. We don't know.
But when you build that system, you put yourself in a perfect position for someone to come in there and sue your ass and say, there's nothing saying that you're not fixing this market on what we're getting. Yeah. And getting something on the back end, right? Mm-hmm. Even if that's not happening, you've set a system up to where that's possible.
Yes.
And that's not allowed. That's illegal.
In everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or in the U.S. anyway. I don't know.
I think this lawsuit will take a long, long time.
Especially if NASCAR fights it.
Yeah. And I think they will. I really think they will because I think they will. Because they've never lost a battle. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're just dumb enough to think that they can win this one.
Yeah.
I really think so. So I see it. It's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
Now, what I hate is I really want to focus on the playoffs, and that'd be the storyline. So I'm hoping this will be like mostly over the off season.
Yeah.
And it'll just be absolutely insane.
But the other thing is that we kind of touch on, but we haven't. What does this mean for 2311 in front row? Like NASCAR doesn't have right now under the rules that we have, they can say no unless you sign the charter agreement. You can't race.
Well, they can race, but they have to race as an open car.
An open car.
So they'd be go or go home every week.
Okay.
Now, we never have, they allow, 40 cars?
Yeah, in the field every week, right?
Yeah. We only have 36 charters. Well, this would make it go down to 32. No, because front row has 23, so 32. Yeah, 32, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry.
Maybe I was stupid.
What I was thinking of is, so both 2311 and front row have said they want to buy a third charter.
Yes. So you're thinking it's 6.
So they're holding off on buying those until
this. Yeah.
Yes, right.
So what is Stuart Haas thinking?
Now, I don't know if they signed paperwork that's like, you
have to buy this.
You have to buy this, or like, we'll give you half. If it doesn't go through, we get half. Who knows what's going on there? But obviously, they're not worried about it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, Stuart Haas would have tried to sell it to somebody else.
Yeah. There's probably another buyer.
There's got to be. Yeah. There's always another buyer, right?
There's always,
if it got down to like nut cutting time, and 2311 or front row is committed and they won't buy it, well, then Stuart Haas is going to panic, drop that price, and then someone like Dale Jr. is just going to buy one charter.
Yeah.
Right? And
or Trackhouse.
Or Trackhouse.
Yeah.
And, Trackhouse won't. So they've already bought another one.
I'm sorry, you're right.
And they can't go to 4 now because of this agreement. But, someone like Junior can buy one cheap because Stuart Haas is panicking, and then just get Rick to make a car.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to do anything.
He doesn't have to do nothing.
Right?
Yeah.
So
RCR could get another one.
RCR could get another one, right?
For cheap.
So cheap. So and obviously they've thought of that. Like, they wouldn't, I don't think 2311 front row would pursue this if they didn't already have those ducks in a row.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably right. I was just curious.
Yeah. But it makes you think, like, there's obviously so much going on in the background. I think we're going to learn more and more as this goes on. I think it's going to get wild.
I think the NASCAR, what I hope is we get some dirty laundry aired out of what has been going on behind the scenes of this sport for a long time. Yeah. And that's what happens in court cases. We've seen it. I mean, our boy Johnny Depp. I don't know if you're Johnny Depp. He aired out some dirty laundry in the courthouse. That's what happens.
Yeah.
It gets aired out. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And Drop the Green is here to follow this story.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be on.
Yeah.
We may have an update.
We're breaking it day of. So, we'll be on it the whole time. It's just going to be really interesting. I don't know what to make of it, because if you're NASCAR, do you let the most famous owner you ever had walk away?
No, you can't.
You can't, right?
You can't.
But also, you're going to do the most un-NASCAR thing and give in.
Yes.
Which they've never done ever. We're sitting here, we're going to Talladega next week. So, like 30-something years ago, the drivers thought it was unsafe. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't know if you've read this or heard about it, but they tried to unionize. Yep. But the France family said, F you, we'll get other people. And they got other people, like Richard Childress. He ran his first cup race that weekend because all the other cup guys said we're not running it. They just went out and found other drivers and people that had cars, and they ran. Well, you're not doing that today.
No.
You're not doing that today. You're lucky to have the guys that show up with cars right now.
Yeah. There's
nobody waiting in the wings. It's the same thing you hear people talk about. 30 years ago, I had a stack of applications on my desk. Mm-hmm. Now, if this guy wants to show up late every day, you got to keep them, because that's all you got. And I think that's where NASCAR is with their owners.
I mean, especially now, like you said, they only take 40 cars. If there's only 40 cars, if you can't make that 40 car field, you're not building a car every week.
No, and we don't even get 40 cars.
No, we don't.
So
we do sometimes to get 36. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So I think they're. If you were ever going to sue NASCAR, I think now's the time.
Yeah.
I think it. I mean, I'm just going off who Michael Jordan is. We know that's a limitless amount of money.
Yes.
He's obviously got the best guy representing him in this Kessler guy that's used to winning cases against giant organizations. I don't know. I think they win. I think they get what they want.
Okay. Now the last question on it, we can move on. If 2311 wins, they have to go back and then make every other team sign the new charter agreement. Mm-hmm. So why? Now the only thing to me that helps them is why or not. Now, granted, the other teams have signed, but why, if you're not a Trackhouse or a colleague or not lower level, but you know what I mean, not have as much money as the big dogs, why are you not joining this? Like, you've already signed. Why are you not coming out and voicing your opinion on, hey, go 2311? You know what I mean?
I think they're scared, and I think that's why that's why those teams signed in the first place, is because NASCAR was threatening to take charters away. Like, if you don't sign, we'll take your charter away.
And I will say again, if you don't know, they came out with this charter agreement on September 6th at like 5 p.m. and they gave the teams till midnight to sign.
Yeah, it was shady.
That's shady.
And then you got to think they probably went to someone like Rick and was like, they sat down and they're like, Rick, think of all NASCAR's done for you, right?
Yeah.
And they said,
they guilt tripped a lot of dudes.
We'll let you go to Le Mans.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember when you skipped the 600 to go to Indy?
Yeah.
We gave you a waiver.
Yeah.
Remember?
No,
Remember, Rick?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
I'm sure they did shit like that to everybody. And then your smaller teams, even a Justin Marks, like, I don't think Justin Marks wants to be a disruptor.
No.
In this area.
Not this early.
No. And not in this area. And someone like Justin Marks that has said, I only was able to get into NASCAR because of the next gen model.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So even if he wants to fight back, NASCAR's going to be like, remember when we sat down?
Remember when I changed the rules so you could start it
here? Yeah. And I think the only people that, even if Rick Hendrick disagrees, what's he going to do?
Yeah.
Sort of lawsuit? No.
Yeah. No.
Michael Jordan? Yes. He'll do it.
Yeah.
So, and then if you're front row, just attach.
Attach, yeah. And again, that's my only thought is, I'm curious to see. Maybe again, this is just day one. Maybe.
But I don't think you can unsign. I don't think you can unsign.
I don't think you can unsign either. But to me, you could easily come out and say, if you're a colleague or if you're an RCR, and say, hey, I had less than 6 hours to sign this document. I signed it because I thought this was the only way to race, but I stick with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they could.
I mean, that's the card.
And maybe we'll see that. Maybe we'll see people like that come to the stand. But I think you'll see people like JGR and Hendrick silently cheer for them.
Yes, yeah. I think you will too. It'll be definitely they're going to try to make 23-11 in front row be the outsiders, and no one's with them when secretly everyone is.
Yeah, I think I think the thing to hear is like if they talk to Joe or Rick and they ask them about it and you hear like no comment or I don't want to talk.
Yeah,
I think that more than clearly states like we're with them.
If no one's making a comment, that's a good thing for 23-11.
Yep.
Because if anything, they should be making comments in NASCAR's favor. And if everyone's silent about it, I'm with you on that.
Good deal. Right. I think we covered that. Like I said, we'll get more into it.
If you have any questions, put them in the comments. We'll try to answer them. We're definitely going to revisit this as more information comes about. We can always kind of put this not as a back burner, but definitely as more news comes up. If we learn something next week, we'll definitely hit on it again. I mean, it's one of the biggest stories as far as news-wise before the silly season starts that we've had in a very, very long time. So, all right.
Well, let's move on to Kansas. Good race rating. What do you got?
I gave it a 7.9.
7.9.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I was 8.6.
Okay. The reason I didn't want to put it really high is because my boy won.
Okay.
I didn't want to feel. Yeah. I'm glad.
Yeah. You specifically wanted his car right there in the middle.
No, you did that.
Spencer said Ross's car has to go in the middle because he's better than everybody.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
That's what you said. That's what you said.
I mean, he is better than everybody. but no, he won. I thought it was a really good race. This Kansas track has finally put on a good race. It just irritates me that we're not back at Chicagoland.
Or we could be going to the Charlotte Oval at the end of this round.
We could.
Can you imagine?
Oh my god!
Can you imagine,
dude? Fireworks.
Yeah.
But
and we could have repaved Atlanta as a regular Atlanta, and it would put on the same show as Kansas.
Yes, it would. Just as good. The passing was great. The battle between Ross and Kyle Busch was awesome.
Unreal.
I wish we got to see more of it.
Yeah.
Even though I wanted Ross to gap him, but I mean, it was just awesome seeing Kyle Busch battle, and then he'd go to the bottom, pass him, and then Ross would get a run. It's so weird because you can arrow block a little bit, but it seems like you can still pass, like they can still get to the back of you.
And when you get to a track like Kansas, it's multi-lane. That's what makes it so much better because this car cannot deal in dirty air.
No.
So if you get somewhere to where you can have multiple lanes, that's what was so cool about it is you watch, I mean, both Ross and Kyle, whoever was second, like you could watch them form that run for like, my nicotine pouch is back too.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
But you can see them form a run for, 2 laps.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's going to take him out. And I know that's not really what the driver's like, because it takes so long to build that up.
Yeah.
But the anticipation of that when it's coming through the TV.
When you know it's coming.
Yeah, I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I mean,
and you have to hit your marks every time.
Yes, it's the closest thing that we've had to like a tire wear war since Bristol the spring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to me, that's what this car is really good at, and we need to focus on that more. We need to bring that back around to get more multi-groove tracks to where this car gets out of dirty air, to where you're not having to ride behind somebody, you don't get stuck in traffic, all these bad things about putting the cars side by side. Kansas throws it out the window.
Yeah.
Go anywhere. Go anywhere, and if you can stick it there and have grip, you're going to run some fast laps.
Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome. It was awesome, and did Ross qualify top 10?
I don't remember. I mean, all I know is I didn't even think about him being a factor.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he did or not. I'm going to say no.
I don't think so either, because, I mean, he wasn't in my starting lineup for fantasy.
No, he wasn't for mine either.
Yeah,
and I think even Larson, he didn't qualify top 10, I don't believe.
No, Larson didn't either. Hold on, I'm trying to look it up. Ross was 20th.
20th, okay.
Oh, that was lineup. Yeah, he qualified 20th.
And see what's crazy, we have a good race like this. This seems to happen every time we have a really, really good race or a different winner.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Kyle Larson, ran over something, hit the wall, he was done. But he was still on the track, but he was done. Denny Hamlin swerves up and down, he had the fastest car.
Yeah.
I'll believe him, but we also don't know. Because every time we went to pit road, they were just stupid slow.
Yeah.
They were making mistakes and all that. So you had probably what we would consider our 2 favorites, right?
Yeah.
Out of the picture. And it's like that always opens it up for something.
Mm-hmm. And I thought that was Seabell's time.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
and Seabell hit the wall.
Seabell dominated.
Yes.
He dominated. He was kind of on that Kyle Larson train where we're going to lead 2/3 of the laps and then somehow lose the race. I don't know if it's exactly 2/3, but he led the majority of that race.
But there's something about these dirt guys that will just go beyond the limits every time. And you do that in a sprint car, you can easily gas it up, slap the guy next lap. But you do that in a cup car, I mean, you can't really recover.
You have to build back up to it. You have to hit your marks every single time.
No room for error.
No room for error. So 7-9, and what'd you have? 8-6?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't back it up.
Oh, okay.
Let's say 8-6.
You clearly didn't write it down.
I usually do it off feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Off feel.
Yeah.
God. So when I come, because I haven't told anybody this, but when we're going to do an end of the year podcast after the championship on the average, every single one. So
you want to keep a track of yours?
Yeah. I've been writing them down every single time, so I guess I'll go back and listen.
I thought this was just like an off-the-cuff thing we did.
It is off-the-cuff, but
clearly I should have had this whole spreadsheet.
What I'm getting at, though, is at the end of the year, I'm going to ask you what you rate the whole season.
Okay.
And I want to see
if that matches.
See if that matches.
Okay.
If it's really close, I think that would be interesting.
That would be cool.
And if it's not, then we can kind of pick some outliers.
I'm going to listen to 30 episodes to...
I mean, I'm already going to do that for you. I do all the work over here, so.
No, that's all right. I appreciate that. I'll be busy, I'm sure.
Stand on your butt doing nothing, I guarantee it.
So last thing before we get to standouts, I just want to say we had another playoff spoiler.
Yes, we did.
And I wouldn't really call it a spoiler, honestly, because we had Chris Buescher win the Glen. I think he's a playoff driver. And then we had Ross. I think he's a playoff driver.
Yes.
So...
You take out Briscoe and Harrison Burton.
Yeah, and Suarez. But it's like you just think about, they built this format for excitement. And I feel like, and it's, 2022, the first round was all 3 winners were non-playoff guys, right? Yeah. So it's not like this is new.
No.
But you sit there, especially this year, we're looking at people like Suarez and Cindric. They're like, oh, he's in 32nd. He's minus,
Yeah.
That's what our story is if this format wouldn't be the way it was, then, Chris Buescher would have locked in last week.
Yep.
And then Ross Chastain comes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Who hasn't been, I'm so glad he got a win. I
think he was very middle of the road. Now, I think still, he's definitely still having a better season than Suarez.
Yes.
even with Suarez's win before Ross had his, but it's like, think of the storylines we're missing out on because Ross wins and we're done.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that next week because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter in this format.
It doesn't.
So it's weird to me. I don't know if NASCAR sees it that way. I don't know if I'm the only one, but it's like, think of what all you're missing out on because Harrison Burton got in from 34th, right? Or Daniel Suarez got in, who won the second race of the year, and then he might as well have left it in the hauler the rest of the year.
Yeah, until literally round of 16.
Yeah. I think Atlanta's the only reason he got to this round. And he's not,
but he also did enough in the other tracks. He wasn't piss poor. I'm saying.
Yeah, but he wasn't great.
He wasn't great.
Yeah.
But we know that's what you have to be. He's playing the system. We can't be mad at him for playing the system. You can try. I'm not going to let you do it. I'm not going to let you do it here on this podcast. Okay, I'm going to tell you that he played the system perfectly. He knew Atlanta was coming up, and he was like, "I just got to get a good finish," and he did. He did. And then we go to the other tracks, and he said, "I got to stay out of trouble. I can't." He didn't pull Martin Truex.
I know.
He didn't pull Martin Truex.
I know.
He tried. Golly, he tried at Bristol to pull Martin Truex.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the other thing is, like, you looked at Bristol, and I know I talked about it that episode. It's like, I went back and watched that race, and it's like, we're talking about Daniel Suarez getting lapped for the second time, and we're like, playoff implications. And I'm like, well, there's guys in the top 10 that aren't in the playoffs.
Yes.
That have run better than him all year. That's the only thing that pisses me off. I'm like,
for sure.
We're burying storylines that could be there if you would just have a legitimate format.
Yeah. 100%.
That's my one.
And if you want to look at the best playoff format that you've ever heard of, go to episode 28. 29. I can tell you real quick. Hold on. No.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I've gotten a few compliments on that on my system.
It was 27.
Yeah, I wasn't here for. No, it was 29. It's definitely 29.
No, it wasn't.
I wasn't here for
27. 27. I'm looking at the sheet, buddy. Okay. I'm looking at the sheet. It says episode 27 at the top.
Is that the Jimmy Spencer?
Paul Menard.
Yes. Right. That's a good episode.
That was a good episode.
Feels like just yesterday.
I don't know. The sound and topics maybe. Oh, yeah.
Fuck these guys.
Yeah. But episode 27, if you want to hear the best playoff format you've ever heard in your life, go and listen to episode 27 because Austin fixes it for us.
I'm blushing.
Yeah.
Well, we'll move on to Standouts before my head gets too swole up from that.
Yeah.
So I'm still keeping track of Carson Corey just because it's on the sheet. It's easy to do. Backspace, put another number in. So I still kept up with it. So Corey got another one.
Yep.
So 21-9, Carson's still champion, right? I know.
He does.
Because we move on to Justin Haley and Corey. Corey's one up.
Yeah. This race could be compelling.
15th place at Kansas.
I know. Not bad.
And then Justin Haley, did you see what happened to him?
Yeah, I saw
Did you hear why it happened?
No, I didn't hear why. Or I probably did. I just don't remember at this point.
I don't know if it's played on TV. I think I heard it afterwards. But what's weird to me is everything about that 7 team is the same except for the driver. So even Corey's spotter, who's Stephen Parsons.
That's right. Yes, he thought that his spotter. He didn't know that there was a car below him.
Yeah, so his spotter had some weird lingo that probably Corey likes. Right? Because every driver likes a different thing.
Yes.
So he says that in Justin Haley's head, that means clear low.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Was that Eric Jones that he hit, or was it John Hunter Nemechek?
John Hunter Nemechek. Yeah.
So hard.
Yes.
Right front
he turned left. He turned left.
And John Hunter Nemechek's right front tire came off the ground.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he got back on the track after that. That was weird.
Yeah, he did.
Justin Haley did.
Yeah, I know.
I think John Hunter Nemechek.
He pulled a Kyle Larson on us.
Yeah. He was after lunch.
Yeah.
And then Carson got in a little bit of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember what happened to him, but he wrecked.
Yeah, he did. He just spun. I think he spun by himself. Hit the wall or something. Pulled a Christopher Bell.
And next thing you know, Corey finishes 15th.
Yeah.
In a repair car.
Yeah, good for him.
Tough day to show up for me.
Yeah, it is. But like you said, I mean, completely and putting the blame on Justin Haley's spotter for not that you probably, again, new driver, new lingo, but don't you think you have a communication with him? Like, hey, this is like to me, you got to think about it. And again, you guys know I love a good football comparison,
Right.
but we just watched on Monday night. We watched my Tennessee Titans take on the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa is out, with the concussion.
Okay.
So they bring in Huntley, and I can't remember his first name, but he used to play for the Ravens. So to me, when you bring in someone new that literally hasn't been on your team, has no association with you keep it so simple. So simple. And yeah, it sucks for the offense of the guys that have been there, but that's just what you have to do when you're your head guy who is calling the plays and seeing everything. You keep it so simple. Hey, we're going to run power Y. That means hand the ball off.
Right.
He has...
Get us to next week.
week. We have 20 words. To me, they didn't do that. Or, again, that's what it seems like. Or the spotter in that moment just clicked back to what he had been doing all year. He wasn't thinking. And to me, that's piss poor on him.
No, and to me, you would think, and maybe they did, like you said, but it's like 30 minutes without Justin Haley in that spot.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Like, maybe that's Friday, Saturday, or before the race. Like, sit down together for 30 minutes and be like, if you're Justin Haley, you have to say, here's what I like to hear.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because that's going to make, this is what I know.
Mm-hmm.
And then that spotter just does it. And like you said, maybe they have
it simple. Hey, tell me if it's, and maybe it's partly on Justin Haley's fault. Maybe before he makes that move, he goes, am I clear low? Clearly he didn't understand what the spotter said. So maybe before he makes that move, he goes, am I clear low? And the spotter could easily go, no, you're not. Yeah. Or something like that.
And then you know.
And then to me, it's a miscommunication on both parts, which to me should never happen.
No,
you just hardly see that in professional sports of that hardcore miscommunication.
Yeah, it was wild to me. I mean, even the commentators were like, what? We don't even know what happened.
And it literally happened probably like maybe not 20, but laps later after they had ran and fixed it. That's when they put up the communication. And then once you said that, I remembered that's what they put up. Is it seemed like Justin Haley thought it was clear, so he just went down. Yeah. And
so
because I remember Catherine, not to put her on blast, but she was like, no, it wasn't Catherine, it was Mel. It was Mel. I know she's not going to listen to this, so we're going to definitely put her on blast. She goes, they don't look to the left. I'm like, no.
They can't.
They can barely look straight, especially if you're Corey LaJoy. Especially if you're Chase Briscoe, dude. You'll just plow into somebody. So, whatever.
So I think we'll. Do you have a guess? I'm going to get a guess from you on what Justin and Corey finished. So we got 7 races.
Yeah.
It's all in one, so we got 6 more.
6 more. We have Talladega. We have
the Roval.
We have Martinsville.
Homestead.
What's the other one?
Vegas. Is it Vegas?
Vegas. I think it's
Phoenix.
Vegas and then Phoenix.
We did that way out of order, but that's
no, that's the races. I personally think it's gonna be. We have 6 left.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be 4-3, Corey.
I think Corey gets it.
I think Corey gets it, but Justin Haley makes a run. Like they split these. It goes 3-3. And since Corey won this one, he gets the win.
I'm saying 6-1.
Whoa!
Well, you said last week he should win every one of them.
He should.
I know he should. You gave up on him after one race.
No, I didn't. No. Yeah, I mean he should. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not giving up on him, but I'm trying to. I think it's going to go 3-3. I think he gets him at I think he gets him at all those drivers' tracks. Talladega is going to be a wash. We don't. Yeah. If he gets him there, I think would be a total. I think it'd be 5. No. Yeah, 5-2. Is that math right? Maybe.
So you're saying Justin's 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I guess it would.
We all over the place.
I know. That makes no sense. Hold on. I didn't make.
You said Justin 3, Corey 4 originally.
Yeah, so we're giving Corey one more. Or giving Justin one more. 5-2.
Okay.
Right? Did I say that right?
I don't know.
I think it's going to be 4-3 Justin Haley.
4-3 Justin Haley, okay.
misspoke.
No, it's okay. That's okay.
It's going to be 4-3 Justin Haley.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's close.
Yeah.
But I think he rips it off. If he gets him at Talladega, I think it's going to be 5-2. Right?
Okay.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all right. Sometimes you're just a knucklehead. Did you hear that one last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't come over and give you another time.
All right, last thing on Standouts, we're getting your bets. I feel like we haven't touched on it yet somehow. Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
God. Did your heart break as much as mine?
No, because Ross won.
Oh my God!
It could have been with like Joey or Chase or anybody but Ross. I was cheering for Ross so hard to pull that off. I thought the battle was amazing, and I would have been okay with either of them winning. But dude, I haven't got to see my driver win all year.
That's true.
You know,
So do you think,
can't beat Kyle Larson.
No, it's great to be Kyle Larson, man.
Yeah.
So you think fair or foul on Chase Briscoe?
Fair. I think it's fair.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
No.
I don't know. I'll frame it up two ways. I don't know why he was fighting that hard.
No.
Which I get, you don't want to roll that down, right? But
yeah. At that point, what are you going to do? What was there, 30, 25?
25, yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of see there. And number two, if you're Kyle Busch, you know, and I know this is Monday morning quarterback whatever.
Yes.
His urgency is that I need to pass him now because Ross is coming, right? Well, just don't try to pass him there.
Yeah.
And even if Ross passes you, Chase Briscoe's going to give him the same hard time.
Yes.
And then you can use Briscoe as a pick.
Yeah.
Right?
If you don't put yourself in such a bad situation,
yeah,
to where you lose 7 seconds on the racetrack, if you lose 2, you're gonna. Like, exactly like you said, Chase Briscoe's giving him the hard enough time, you'll probably drive right to the back, and it'd be a 3-way battle right there.
Yeah.
Which, who knows what can happen then, because there was 3 grooves that were working amazingly.
Yeah. And that's all hindsight, you know, so I don't want to be too hard on Kyle Busch, because the other thing is when Kyle went high, Chase Briscoe was showing middle.
Yes.
And it was like, drifted up and left him about 0.99 of a lane, right? So he left him a lane.
I think it was fair.
It was fair, and it was air, right? It was no contact, but like, oh my God, it
irks you.
And I just hated to see that.
How much closer do you think he could get? Like, what other
that close? Obviously, because the air just he said
I know what I mean.
away.
But do you have any other tracks that you're circling?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I know. I think it's gonna be Dagger or bust. He's not gonna win the Roval, and I think the further we get into the playoffs.
No, hush up.
You don't think so?
No.
I think the more we're going to see the playoff guys show out.
Yeah, you've said that for years, and then hold on, I'm gonna put Austin on blast while we're putting people on blast right now. He goes at literally leading up to last year's championship race. He goes, I'm pretty big advocate for Ross. Ross is good there.
Yeah,
Ross is good there. He goes, no one that's never in the championship 4 has not won the race. I said, it might be different. You know, we've had 16. He was also the same guy that was like, we haven't seen 16 different winners ever, you know. You idiot. Because we did. Okay? And he's over here, it's going to be a championship 4 guy. Look at us now.
It was for 9 years straight.
I understand what you're basing it off of.
That's pretty good odds to cling on to.
I didn't say it was bad, but you're over here like just being stupid.
You think it happens again?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
No way. It's not going to happen again.
You'll have 4 cars in the field, and I'll have the other 32.
Okay. Wait, hold on. How much you want?
Be 10.
10?
10.
Make it 20, and I will. A $20 bill will be exchanged on camera.
Okay. $20 bill. All right.
I'll get up.
Yeah, you will. You will. I have 32 cars in the field. I'm way down over here. I can't stand.
Yeah, I'll get up.
Yeah.
You know what
God, you know what would be perfect? Kyle Busch wins the last race of the year. That's what would be perfect.
I'd be all right with it. I'd gladly give you $20. But I'm not going to have to. I'm going to get $20.
Okay.
Are we done with standouts?
Yeah, we're done. We're just over here.
We're going to get a fist fight by the end of this.
That's the goal. It's on camera.
All right. That's good content.
That is good content. That's probably not a horrible podcast.
Right, no. I've heard we've had those.
Yeah, we've had a bunch of them.
All right, let's get into Drop the Green Bets. I think you're going to go a little bit similar.
Yes.
But first off, update me on Kansas. Where are we sitting?
Kansas, we were up a unit going into this weekend, and we are up 0.35 units. So we almost lost a whole unit. The only one that cashed is Bowman.
Yeah.
Bowman is legendary.
He is.
He's legendary.
I know.
He's keeping it rolling. He might win the championship.
He's our savior.
He really is. He's on the pyramid. He's on the top of it. He is just our Jesus right now. He's doing it for us. Praise Lord Bowman. Yeah. But so last super speedway we went to, besides Atlanta, at Daytona, I took a strategy based on the odds. So we bet 3 units every week. And at super speedways, the odds are crazy. So the favorite right now is Ryan Blaney at plus 1,200. So at plus 1,200, if I bet a quarter unit on Ryan Blaney, I will make money on our units. So I will be up. I'll win a quarter unit. I'll be up like 3 and a quarter units is what I'll be up. I'll be up 3 and a quarter units. So I'll make a quarter unit if he wins. So based on that odds, I think the best strategy again is to pick 12 more guys in the field and go from there, because any 12 drivers we pick makes us money. And of course, the further we go down, the more money we make.
Right.
But so on air, I wanted to get R12. We're going to decide it right now of who we think can win at Talladega.
I think, and so just for last time you did this, Colby was on.
But
we made the list off air. And basically how we did it was we started with the most favored. We went down. And we took people out.
Yes.
And one of the ones we took out, I believe, was Harrison Burton.
It was.
But
I had him clicked. I said, "Do you really think so?" He goes, "No." I said, "Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
He hasn't been good all year. Why would he?" And he, of course, did it. But this week, change that narrative.
And kind of the way we see it, and I think you said this last time too, but just to remind people, if you look at it, and 12 is at half of the field, right? But you got to think there's not all of them can win either way. We're playing this like roulette,
yes.
Right? So we're putting all our chips on
the
black.
First 12,
right? Or the first 12, yeah.
Or the second 12, or the third.
Yeah. So
familiar with roulette? That's a great bet. It's like 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're coming from here.
Yeah.
But we'll just go on down. So we definitely have.
We got to play Blaney.
We got to pick Blaney.
I mean, he won here last year.
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
Who won here in the spring? Brad.
Tyler Reddick.
Yeah. Tyler Reddick. Okay.
Because Michael me down through that block from the hot dog stand.
Yeah, he did.
All the way to the infield.
Yeah. Okay. So Blaney plus 1,200. Next up is Joey, Kyle Busch, Brad at all the same odds. I say we pick 2 of those 3.
Ooh, I like them all.
You like them all?
I like
you
want to
go all
of them? I personally like them all. Look, for now, let's keep them. Let's keep rolling.
Okay.
And we might
revisit.
So
we're at 4.
Joey, Brad K, Kyle Busch.
Yes. Joey, Brad K, Kyle.
I like all those.
I like them too.
Brad's like one of the winningest drivers at Talladega.
He is, but he's been really bad.
So is Dale Hamlin. He's one of the best super speedway racers ever.
I know. Anyway.
Roulette.
All
right, number 5.
Willie B, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin. All 3 of those?
I do. How do you feel? Tell me what you're thinking.
My gut says take out William Byron. My gut.
Take 500 winner.
I know. But that's what my gut is telling me. My gut is telling me, and what I'm thinking about this too, is some guys that just William Byron had a good fit. I'm pretty sure he had a decent.
Yeah, he had decent. It was like the best finish he's had in a while.
Yeah. We also have to think some of these guys are just going to want to ride around and get a good finish. He might be one of them.
Okay.
because I think he'll be competitive at the Roval. Not saying that he's going to
win. He'll be very good at the Roval.
But if he drives around here, just top 10, a top 15, it makes it to where he doesn't have to win at the Roval, you know?
He's not going to push it.
He's not going to push it.
Yeah.
I think Chase is more on the bubble. He's going to want to
I think he's below the cut line right now.
He may be. Yeah. He may be. And so to me, Chase, and the other one that scares me is Denny. Like, I know.
But you got to bet on Denny.
I know. So,
all right, I'm going to strike Willie B.
Okay.
You've talked me into it.
Okay.
So we've got 6 drivers.
6 drivers. We have 6 more. The next 3 are Cindric, Larson, Ross.
You got to keep Cindric. I think those Penske guys
I'm with
are going to line up behind him.
I'm with you.
So Cindric we're in.
We're cutting Larson again, right?
We're cutting Larson.
Yeah, he's not good at super speedways.
And keep Ross.
You want to keep Ross.
He's won there.
He has won there, but dude, he finds a way to lose at these tracks too. Because he's the first one to go 3 wide.
I say,
see what I mean?
What are the odds that he wins twice in a row as a non-playoff guy? I mean, just like statistically.
Yeah. So we're cutting him.
We'll cut him.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm on that boat. Next 3: Tyler Reddick, Chris Buescher, Bubba.
I think you got to have Reddick.
Yes.
I think you have to have all those guys. If you have Brad, I think you have to have Buescher.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to have Bubba.
Okay.
He just had a kid.
He did.
Go up to 10.
Go up to 10?
Yeah. Go up to 10.
Got 2 more. 2 more. So before I read any names, what sticks out at you? Because
who's missing?
Yes, who is missing? That's it. Because I can read them and then we can make a case for every single one of them.
I'm not missing Bill.
No,
I don't miss him.
I don't miss him either.
I don't miss him, TJ.
He's the next on the list. I don't miss him either.
I don't miss him, TJ.
Nope. Dude, you are running down. That was the next one and the next one. Michael McDowell scares me.
I was about to say Michael McDowell. I'm on the fence.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about Michael McDowell. He's not going to throw an egregious block like he did because it's over, right? But he'll be up there. But he's going to be up there to win.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know who was not in the playoffs that would still throw an egregious block? Ricky Stenhouse Jr., yes.
I mean, we bet on him at Talladega. You have to do it again.
Okay.
I think he's our 11th guy here.
Okay.
I really do personally because I would hate to miss a Ricky Stenhouse Jr. win. You know, like I'll lose on him. Right. You know, I'll lose on him.
You can't bet against him.
You can't. Not here.
He'll start wrecking people in the parking lot to win.
Now, do we want to dig deeper into the field here? Okay, because Ricky Stenhouse is our lowest driver here. He's plus 3,600. Okay, so he's down there. I kind of want to make the case. I think out of these, it narrows down to like 3 drivers. Okay, Michael McDowell. I mean, if we're like you said, we're
on the fence.
We're on the fence. Alex Bowman and Ty Gibbs.
Oof. I don't like Ty Gibbs. I think he's.
You don't like Ty Gibbs is one of those guys though that I could win one this year.
I don't think people go with him. That's the problem. I think I'm not saying. So if Ty Gibbs were to win, it would be similar to when Ross won in 22.
Yeah.
That he just stayed on the bottom, did nothing.
Yeah.
Won,
yeah.
Right? And I just don't. I don't want to place a bet on that.
Okay.
I would rather place a bet on somebody trying to win.
Yeah.
If you had to ask me McDowell or Bowman, I think if Bowman's up there, and he's gotten stage points all day, which I know he will,
he's going to go for it.
He'll go for it.
Yeah.
My vote. It's up to you. It's up to you.
I know
my
it's
vote,
up to me, but dude,
I'm throwing Ty Gibbs out.
Yeah.
I'm 50-50 on McDowell Bowman.
Okay.
My gut's telling me Bowman.
Yes. That's all I needed. Okay.
So that's our 12. Do you want to run them down?
Yeah. Run them down for us.
I didn't write the odds down.
That's fine.
Those don't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because we're just going to put a quarter unit on all these guys.
12 guys.
So quarter unit, set it and forget it. We've got Blaney, Joey, Brad K, Kyle Busch, Chase, Denny, Cindric, Reddick, Buescher, Bubba, Stenhouse, and Bowman.
God, that feels good.
Feels really good.
Feels good. You know, feel really good right now. A good piss break.
Okay. All right, moving right on to Talladega Predictions. So we touched on a little bit of this in the bets, but I think it'll be a little bit conservative with the playoffs points.
I do too.
Okay.
It'll be a lot of stage 1 and 2 driving around. Get back. We'll have some good runs with like 8 to go. We'll have some dudes that are running 16th that may jump out. Have some guys go with them. An Alex Bowman to get up there, get some stage points. Hopefully he'll be up there all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hopefully.
But we'll have some fringe guys. We'll have a Suarez probably who's not going to qualify well, maybe, and try to get up there and get some stage points. Chase Briscoe's kind of a dark horse for me. I'm worried about him.
Yeah, I'm worried about him wrecking the whole field.
Yeah, 100%. But God, I mean, he also won at Darlington. So
that's the other thing about him. We didn't touch on it, but and many people have said it, but. You know, they asked him about the whole Kyle Busch thing. He's like, man, I just hate it for him. And it's like, you say that every time.
Yeah,
like, You don't hate it at all.
No, you don't.
Like,
you love it. You low key just love.
Yeah, he's
pissing everybody.
He's just like Ross, but he lies.
Yes,
that's exactly what he's like.
Yeah,
but all right. So fuel mileage for sure.
Yeah.
Right. But do we finally get somebody that does our strategy?
No, I probably just like stuttered there and lost my thing, but I don't think we see this strategy. No one's gonna try it.
Why not?
I know, I'm with you. Clearly, it doesn't
line
make
all
sense.
Line all 3 Spire cars up.
I know,
and run.
It must take more than 3. They have to do something. It must. Take,
I think it could take 1 if they're running.
I don't think it could take 1. But
if you're running quarter throttle in draft, 1 car could definitely do it.
I feel like. Now, the key is I would love to see what it looks like quarter throttle with your eyes, not lap times. What it looks like with a car on your outside that's running full throttle, nobody in front of him, and a dude in row 2. Okay, so he's got just one car in front of him running quarter throttle. I think that car, if you do that, the car on the outside passes him. But where we've talked about this car is so bad in dirty air, do we think that limits that outside car who is full throttle so much? Now, granted, the throttle is so different that to me you should blow by him.
Should.
But, again, when we've talked about this, these teams are very smart.
There's a reason they're not doing it.
There's a reason they're not doing it. But I'm like you. I wish that I could go down and interview Blaney's crew chief, Jonathan Hassler, Cliff Daniels, Rudy
Fugle.
Rudy Fugle. I wish I could interview, because that would be my first question. Because I think they've looked at it. They had to have. Yeah. Because because like you said, if you could almost get to the back of the pack again. You're barely losing.
If you put people a lap down, then it doesn't matter if you're off 1 pit stop.
Yeah.
In my mind, I mean, and once again, I have not put pencil to paper, but
and I'm not even sure though. But as fast as the pit stops are now, do you even have to put them a lap down? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, say they drove to the back of the pack, then they went back to fuel saving. Like, say they got all the way around, and they're like, why do we need to pass? Let's just save.
Yeah, you could do that. I think the only reason, in my mind, you'd want to put them a lap down is because you're going to have to wait on fuel longer.
Okay.
So, you just want that extra insurance in your back pocket.
Now, the other thing that I just thought of is maybe the strategy would work if there's no stage breaks. Maybe it just takes longer than we think to lap the pack.
Maybe we don't do a fuel mileage at all if there's no stage breaks.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you run wide open and then pit when you run out of gas.
I don't know. You know, have they figured this out? Because the other thing about this is, they figured out that the fuel savings is important because it's extra tenths on pit road.
Yes.
Right? So even without stage breaks, I don't know.
It's crazy we're talking
tenths. Yeah.
Pit road.
When you make the cars so similar, tenths are huge.
Oh, yeah.
Tenths are miles. Mm-hmm. So, I know it's weird. I know we talk about it all the time, so we won't push on too much. Who do you see? There's going to be somebody, right? Who do you see wrecking and it completely ruins their round. They can't recover.
Let me pull this up here. Let me see who is.
I think it's going to be Denny.
You think it's going to be Denny?
I hate to see it, but I think it's going to be Denny.
So, William Byron leads the playoff standings. Then it's Blaney, Seabell, Larson, Denny, Bowman, Chase, Joey, Tyler Reddick's below, Daniel Suarez below, Briscoe, Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric needs a daggum win. He's kind of low.
That's why I think the Penske guys line up behind him.
Yeah. You think he pushes to a win? Do we pick
I think
Cindric?
they try. Yeah, I think we said we had to.
Okay, I think we had to too. We picked every single.
Yeah, we picked every single
Okay.
Penske car.
Okay.
Except for
Sorry.
except for Harrison Burton.
Yeah. Dude, if he wins again.
I won't show up for 32.
Yeah. I'm with you. Who wrecks and has a bad day?
Like, not just a bad day, like, must win at Roval almost. Well, he would win at the Roval.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying, like...
Something needs to set him up for a walk-off win, because he does it every year.
Dude, he does it every year. And I don't... In a lot of the accidents that Seabell gets in, if it's especially a super speedway track, are not his fault. He's normally just caught up in something.
Yeah.
I could see... And we've heard Denny say this, the most wrecks happen from like 10th to, 15th? Somewhere in there. Not that I think Seabell would have the speed to run up higher, but we've also seen where Denny has chosen, and I'm just picking Denny as an example because he talks the most about running in the back and then making your way up. I could see in the middle of stage 3, Seabell doesn't really need stage points. I mean, he would love them, but he doesn't need them,
right.
You know? So if he runs in the back to avoid the big one, runs 20th, somewhere in there, and then tries to make money moves, which he's good at, to get to the front, I could see a Carson. No offense to Carson. I could see a Corey.
Or Ross.
Or Raw. Any of them. I mean, literally making a bad move and gets caught up in it. And then you end your day, no stage points, no finish. Only 28 points to the good. That puts you not maybe at a exactly must win, but you have to have a damn good day.
Especially like, let's pretend Cindric does win.
Yeah.
Then that changes everything.
It changes.
You finish 33rd, Cindric wins.
Yeah.
That cut line just got worse.
It got way worse. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on Bell then.
So who'd you pick?
Denny. I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about Denny right now. Nothing against Denny. I just think
and he keeps saying, and again, I haven't listened to his podcast this week, but he's saying that, I just had to get out of the first round.
Yeah.
And here he is still not doing.
Yeah, but it's his team, or it's the engine, or
it's something. But
I don't know what else can pile against him. And now he's about to go to Talladega, and every microphone in his face is going to be about this lawsuit. You can't tell me that he can just shut that out.
No,
nobody can.
Yeah,
nobody can. So I don't know. I don't feel good about Denny.
Okay.
I hope I'm wrong, because I'd love to see him win a championship.
I hope you're wrong too. I'm with you. I would love to see him. He'll finish second at Phoenix, and we'll have another driver that wins there.
Right?
You know,
doubt it.
Okay.
Doubt it. But, all right. Well, those are good predictions. Let's close it on out if you're ready.
Yeah,
you
man.
Want to get into the choose who zone? Do I need to look away?
No, you're good. I figured it out.
You figured it out. You figured out how PowerPoint works.
Yeah. All right, we're back. Choose who zone. Sorry for that little problem we had there. Not sure what was going on. But if you don't know the rules, we're going to give Austin 3 facts about any driver ever, 2 questions, 3 total guesses. He can exchange guesses for questions. You are up 3-1 with Colby.
3-1 with Colby.
3-1 with Colby. So I'm hoping to get a win. And here we go. First fact. Born in Finchburg, Massachusetts. I'm not sure why that A is down there. That's Massachusetts. Okay, I fixed that, and it must have auto-corrected there.
No, I'm just wondering who in the world was born in Massachusetts.
Yeah, exactly. I told you I had to get harder with the facts. You write that down?
No.
Okay. Fact 2. Best finish in the Winston Cup Series was 25. I've had this fact before. 5.
You're going to tell me me what year?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can ask a question. I had to get tougher.
Yeah.
I had to get tougher.
I got you.
Okay. Fact 3. Winston Cup Series Rookie of the Year 1988. This is your best fact. This is your best fact
That's
by
a
far.
good fact. That's a good fact.
Best fact by far. You need to see anything? Thinking of any questions?
Rookie of the Year 1988. Okay. And you can still veto my questions.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So... 1988, wow. Can I ask...
Yeah, you can ask. You can go.
I don't want to do number. I really don't want to do number, but it might come to that. Who is the last team this driver drove for and what year? Can I do... Is both of those one question?
No, you can't ask that. You can. Those would count as 2 questions.
All right, last team this driver drove for.
The last team this driver drove for is. I'm sorry. This is. Wi-Fi is being super slow.
Well, just tell me his name. I'll look it up on my phone.
Oh yeah, I bet you will. I bet you will. Look it up on my phone.
1988 Rookie of the Year. I feel like that's someone that's relevant. The Massachusetts is throwing me. That's not many people come from up there. Maybe he was a modified driver. If he came from that area. Don't give me that look.
Is it?
I don't know.
What was your question? Repeat your question again. I'm so sorry.
I said, what's the last team he drove for and what year?
Yeah, I'm not answering that part of it. Oh my gosh, it doesn't. Table on.
Is he that irrelevant? They didn't have a table?
No, he has a table, but it's not popping up on my phone.
Get off Wi-Fi.
No, it's
Pittsburgh.
not it's the phone.
Who's,
okay, here we go.
Who's from Massachusetts?
The last team that he drove for was PBH Motorsports.
That's such a dumb question to ask on my part.
Yeah.
PBH.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta interpret that because that might have his name in it, you know.
Yeah, it could be.
Man, that
Public broadcasting.
Parker Bennett. What? Massachusetts, man, that's weird. PBH is weird too. Rookie of the Year 1988. Oh man, I don't even think a number would help me on this guy, to be honest. Best points finished 25th. Can you tell me what car number he drove the most? Is that fair?
Yeah, that is fair. In the Cup Series, car number that he drove the most was the number 10.
Do you remember any people in number 10?
Mm-hmm.
It's not Scott Riggs. Definitely not Scott Riggs. I know it's not Scott Riggs. He's from the South.
Okay.
Wow. I think you screwed me on
Let's
this
go!
one. I really think you did. I'm going to burn a guess.
Okay.
I'm going to ask a question.
Yep.
What team was he driving for when he won Rookie of the Year?
He won Rookie of the Year in 88.
Allegedly.
Whitcomb Racing.
Spell that.
WHITCOMB.
That didn't help me either.
In the number 10 car.
In the number 10 car?
Yeah.
So that's what he spent the most time in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I should know that. I feel like I should know who was in the 10. Going back to the 10. Eric Almirola, Danica, Scott Riggs. Who was in it before?
Yeah, go way back
I know,
to 1988.
It'd have to be way back. Be way back. Wow. I don't think this guy's the 75 greatest. I don't think so. Gotta be a modified guy. Gotta be. Number 10.
Yep.
Massachusetts. That's so weird. I know. I'm trying to take a lot of time.
You're fine.
Massachusetts is weird. That's really weird to me.
Massachusetts is weird.
He's got to be the only Cup driver from Massachusetts ever.
I don't know. I didn't look into that, but it could be.
I mean, what in the world?
Yeah. You haven't took a guess yet.
I know.
Okay. Because you have no one.
Yeah, I couldn't even give you a guess right now. Mm-hmm. Whitcomb Racing, car number 10. Oh. This has just got to be an obscure one that I don't know about. Alright, I'm going to burn another guess.
Yep.
Say... that's not even a good question, though. I'll try it. Can you pull up his number 10 car?
Yeah.
And... or a couple of them, I just want to know, the sponsor. The sponsor on that number 10 car.
Okay. Do some digging.
It's alright. I think you got me on this week, though. Okay. I really do. Because I can't even give you a decent guess. Number 10. For Whitcomb Racing. I'm thinking the sponsor might help me. Maybe. Because it might be someone I just don't know is from Massachusetts. Who's from up north? The year 1988. Best points finished 25th. I maybe should have asked if this guy was an Xfinity. Good in Xfinity, maybe. I didn't. I almost thought it was... No, that wouldn't be it. Wouldn't be it. Maybe. No. Randy LaJoy's from Connecticut.
Okay. Granted, it's 88.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sponsor that I'm looking at on this car is MJ Sullivan. Okay. Now, I can't confirm that is multiple races.
Yeah, back then it's got to be the majority. God. Pretend. I feel like.
Hold on. I'm thinking about that. I'm gonna try to do a search here. Okay, I gave you that one, and I think I'm fine. So I'll give you another one that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Again, okay, here says 88. This sponsor, I don't know that sponsor. You can't even read. Simmons? Mm-hmm.
Oh, that didn't help me. Man, you've got me. You want
to know?
No,
you gotta take a guess. You gotta take a guess. Diggins.
It's gotta be a modified guy. Somebody that came out of modifieds. But I don't know who that would be from Massachusetts. Okay. I've got a weird guess. Okay. I don't know if it's right. Is it Kevin LePage? Tim Bouchard?
Yeah.
I never would have got that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so dirty.
Tim Bouchard. Lord.
That is so dirty.
Rookie of the year in 1988.
Oh my God! Can you show me his car at least?
Yeah.
And there's no way I would have got this. There's absolutely no way. That's like a name that when you told me it, I recognized it, but never would have known it. God. Why don't you make that a little easier next week?
No.
That's absolutely absurd. Ken Bouchard. I'm appalled. I'm appalled at you.
You should be.
Definitely not a 75 greatest.
Hold on, I had something on that. I think he was named 50.
He was in the 50 greatest? I wonder if he was like a modified.
He was a really good modified driver.
Okay.
Named one of the NASCAR's 50th greatest modified drivers.
Gotcha. Okay. His brother, Ron Bouchard, was the 1981 Rookie of the Year. And you got me a winner. 0 Cup Series wins. 0 Xfinity wins.
Yeah. He had 1 top 10.
Wow.
But he was Rookie of the Year. So he did something.
Who was he competing against?
I don't know.
I mean,
Nobody.
Nobody? Oh my God, dude. I'm looking at his. Oh my God, dude. He never even ran a full season.
No, he didn't. Was it any driver ever?
Oh my God, Spencer.
Yeah. Hold
And
on.
then it's like,
For the viewers, I'm trying to get this.
you know, like on Wikipedia, if they don't have a page, it's red.
Yeah.
Like, only one of the teams he ran for is blue. All the other ones are red.
Yeah, I know.
This dude did not even exist. Oh my God.
Trying to get him up there for you guys.
God.
And
I'm not going to recognize the cars. Yeah, dude, what is that?
yeah, I don't know.
That looks like
This
looks like an
logo.
Xfinity
This
car.
logo is a lot on this car. I couldn't tell you. It's a Pontiac.
Is
So
that a cup car? That looks like an Xfinity car.
that picture maybe.
Let me look at his Xfinity and see if he ran in the 10. Yeah, that's an Xfinity car. I'm 99% sure. I think that's possibly even back when they were running V6s in the...
He ran the 10 car in '86 in the Busch Series.
Yeah, he ran
Marty Bentham.
a Pontiac at...
That well, no, I will say that 10 car was a Buick or a Chevy. So
Well, in '89, he ran a Pontiac in the number 10. At Rockingham.
good point. But he only ran 2 races. But granted, one of them was Daytona, so this could be a Daytona picture.
Kind of looks like a Daytona picture. That just looks like a weird car.
It does look
Alright.
like a weird
I'm done
car.
with this.
But
I'm done
he
with
lost.
this. Oh my
Game
God.
over.
3-2.
3-2.
Spencer,
I won one.
Spencer said he's going to make it easier next week.
No, I didn't. I may pick
God
something more
bless.
relevant, but I wanted to win.
You did it.
Okay.
You did it.
You
Like,
can't
know
win
what?
them all.
Oh my God.
Get better.
I'm going to get better. I'm going to be on Wikipedia all night.
Yeah, searching.
God bless. All right.
Close this
Last
out.
thing before we close out.
Yeah.
Recommendations for names of our listeners. I think we had one.
Yeah, JD had one called the Long Pod Grippers.
Yeah.
Okay, our boy JD Grippers for short.
And we appreciate that.
We do, but it's not good. No. It's not bad. It's just not good.
It's not good.
not good.
It's definitely not good.
Long Pod Grippers.
I think it needs to be something flag or green related.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. It definitely does. So JD,
The flaggers.
that's better. That's
Faggots. What?
whoa.
All right. Well, episode 31.
Yeah, what are we doing? Oh my gosh.
Episode 31.
We're gonna get our first strike on YouTube ever.
Flag. I said flag.
Yeah, flaggers.
Flaggers.
Yeah.
Flaggers.
Yeah.
We'll
That's
probably-
still, we're not going with that name either. That was a terrible name.
But, all right. Episode 31. We'll figure it out. Y'all drop it in the comments.
Yeah.
Tell us how good or how bad we are.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
we-
we take any comments.
Hey.
We love them.
Get all press is
I'm
good
glad
press.
you listened.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Any publicity is good publicity.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
But, all right.
You're getting us there.
Slowly.
Yeah.
All right. Episode 31. We appreciate y'all watching. As always, thank you to Spencer for setting this all up. I just come in and talk as always. So
That's right.
appreciate him and all his hard work. We appreciate y'all for listening.
The grippers.
The grippers.
No.
It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
We'll see y'all episode 32.
Have a good one.